Hey, what's going on, Risen family? You know, one of the things that basically been doing since camp is talking about relationships. Not only our relationships with each other, but our relationships with our families, the relationships that we have with people at school, the relationships that we have with our teachers, the people that we interact with every day, and most importantly, we've been talking about the relationship that we have with Jesus Christ. I think the most important aspect of this is being able to actually have a relationship with Jesus Christ, to being able to every day feel like that we're connected with something that we can't see. We're part of something that's not really visible and sometimes not even evident in everyday life. And a lot of you have maybe experienced the feeling of what it's like to not have the evidence of Jesus or goodness in your lives every day, because a lot of you have been through some stuff lately. A lot of you have had some troubles with things going on at home, with siblings, with parents. A lot of you have had troubles with physical stuff and just being injured and being hurt, and you've experienced what it's like to not have things go your way. And I think that from where I'm at, not being super old, but not being all that young anymore, I've been able to experience kind of where you're at, where things sometimes don't make sense, where things don't add up, and you read the Bible and you talk about the joy of the Lord and how good it is, and sometimes you can look around and be like, but I don't feel that. And I think the most important thing we can do, as far as where we go when we're at those times, is be able to actually talk to God. One of the things that we talked about this summer was being able to have a symbol, our white bandanas. And when we look at them, being able to ask ourselves the question, where am I at in my relationship with Jesus right now? How many things are in front of my relationship with God? Is it my boyfriend? Is it my girlfriend? Is it playing this sport? Is it being this cool? Is it doing whatever it is? How many things are in front of this relationship with Jesus? And I think that for a lot of us, we can say that where we're at today, a few things since camp have really gotten in the way of where we're at. In the book of John, in chapter 10, in verse 10, Jesus is talking to the Pharisees. And he really sort of concludes his little speech with this idea that I've come to give you life fully. And that if you can live in a relationship with me, that you can experience the fullness that life was always meant to be. And I've been there. I've been at the very bottom when things don't make sense and there is nowhere else to go in a really dark place, and I've had someone come in and say, but if you can be in this relationship and actually show me what it's like. And my eyes were open and I saw the light and I said, I get it. There's hope, there's joy, there's peace. But it doesn't happen overnight. And I think the only way to get there is to be able to actually quiet the world, to take some time out, push the pause button and everything we have going on, and just spend some time praying to God. And that's where I want to go with this video. That's where I want to go with this message to you guys tonight. In the book of Luke, there's a verse where it says that often Jesus went off to be by himself and to pray. And the number one thing that Jesus did was spend time with the Father. Before he went and endured the whole situation of the cross. He spent all night in prayer to God. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, a lot of times I have trouble spending 3 minutes in the morning in prayer to God. It's not always easy, and it's not always something that we really want to do. But if we're gonna be a family, and if we're gonna be committed to this relationship with Jesus, to helping each other out, to getting each other through the basically the junk that life throws at us, then we have to be a people that are not only committed to praying ourselves, but to praying for each other. I don't want to be too like crazy and preachy and in your face tonight and just say, "Oh, go out and pray." But I do want to highlight the importance of spending time with God. Tonight, I want to issue a challenge for this next week. So from tonight until 7 days from now, I don't care if you do it in the morning. I don't care if it's the afternoon. I don't care if it's the evening. I want you to spend 3 minutes. If you have to, set your cell phone alarms. I want you to turn all your music off, the TVs, the iPods, all the stuff that you have going on. I want you to find a quiet place, and I just want you to go there for 3 short minutes and just talk to God. It doesn't matter what it's about. I think number one, the most important thing you have to do is be real. Sometimes situations are going on in your life that you're not happy about, and I want you to be able to, in these 3 minutes, bring that to God. I want you to be able to thank God for all of the blessings and all the things that He's done in your life. Maybe you have a really awesome mom and dad, and maybe you just need to thank God for that. Or maybe you have some really great friends in your life, or maybe all of that stuff's falling around you, but you have this group, and you have this group of people that love you and want to be a part of your life, and maybe you just need to thank God for that. But for 3 minutes over the course of these next 7 days, so 21 minutes in all, I want you to be the realest you have ever been with God. The things that you're worried about, the things that you're scared of, the things that you're happy about, the things you find joy in, the things that make you happy, the things that you have anxiety about. But for 3 minutes, I want you to sell out everything you have. Cancel the world out, push the pause button, and just go to God and say, for these 3 minutes, God, I'm wholly yours. When I was growing up, basically I was in college, so I was grown up, and I made a lot of mistakes. And it put me in a place where I found myself at home and basically with no future. And I had a lot of people come around me who would call me up every day, who would call me up every week and just say, where are you at? Where's your heart at? What are you doing? What is your life about? Because the truth is, I could have never found my own way back. But a lot of good people came around me and just said, you know what, you may not like it, but I'm praying for you, and I'm praying that God can open your eyes, and I'm praying that He can break your heart, and I'm praying that He can just shine some light into where you're at, so that you know that there is a life full of hope, and there's a life full of peace, and you may not think it exists, but if you just hold out hope, if you just keep pressing on toward God, that He's gonna open your eyes, and you're gonna see that there's a lot of love and there's a lot of hope, and you do have a future. Most of you guys none of you saw me at that point in my life, but you've all seen me since. And if there's one thing that I've shown you, I know that I've shown you that a relationship with God can bring a whole lot of joy. And that no matter what we're going through, that if we can cling to that relationship, that good things can happen. Tonight, I want you to look at the white bandana I'm wearing. I want you to ask yourselves, where am I at in my relationship? And maybe some of you are in a really good place with God. But maybe some of you said, you know what? Since camp, I've put a lot of things in front of Him. Maybe my relationship with my boyfriend or my girlfriend. Maybe the sport that I'm sold out in. Maybe this job, maybe class, maybe whatever it is. But I've let a lot of things get in the way of being with you, God. And I've spent a lot of time doing a bunch of stuff that's not talking to you. Tonight, I think it's a gut check time for the Risen family. It's a time when we need to all get together and we need to say, where are we at? And how far away is our heart from the Creator? We have something coming up at the end of this week. I'm gonna make an announcement. Basically, you're gonna be partnered up with another member of the family. And every week you're gonna have to spend out time to call that person, to Skype that person, and spend some time in prayer with and for that person. And that announcement of who your person is going to be on Friday. But for these next 7 days, I don't want you to worry about that. These next 7 days, I want you to find 3 minutes in your day to give everything you have. Every emotion, every feeling, every worry, every hope, every fear to the one who created it all. Because if we can commit 3 minutes, I think God can do some really huge things. He never asked us to be great at everything. God's never said you just have to be the best. You have to do this. He's just said give me everything you have, and sometimes you only got a little bit. But if you give me a little bit, I'm going to do a whole lot. So tonight, may your hearts be filled with hope. May your thoughts be filled with prayers. And may you find joy and may you find rest in your relationships with the one who died to save everything. I love you guys, and I'm so happy to be a part of your lives. In his name we pray. Amen.